The Philippines reports the biggest spike in daily infections in Southeast Asia, with 6,352 new coronavirus infections. At the same time, Manila and surrounding provinces have returned to a strict lockdown. More than 27 million people have been ordered to stay home. That's a quarter of the country's population. The new lockdown will last for 2 weeks. Public transport and some businesses are closed again, while police are back at checkpoints to enforce movement restrictions. Medical groups have warned the healthcare system is on the brink of collapse. COVID-19 infections have exceeded 112,000 since the first lockdown was relaxed in June. For more, let's speak with Cherry Regalado. Cherry, do tell us, get us up to speed. How are the new lockdown measures different then from the first one back in March?
Right now, Metro Manila and 4 other provinces have reverted to the Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ. That's the second highest of the 4 community quarantine classifications. The MECQ is more relaxed than the ECQ or Enhanced Community Quarantine imposed last March until mid-May, but it is more restrictive than the General Community Quarantine or GCQ implemented from June up to yesterday. The Enhanced Community and Modified Community Quarantine have similarities since the movement of people are still limited and public transportation are still suspended. Under the ECQ, there are no gatherings such as religious ones, but these are allowed under MECQ but only for up to 5 people. There are no outdoor physical exercise as well under the ECQ, but under MECQ, these outdoor exercise such as running, biking, jogging are allowed. Under the ECQ, only businesses in Category 1, and these are manufacturing, essential retail, food preparation, water refilling, delivery, and logistics services are allowed. The MECQ was described by the President's spokesperson as a transition phase, meaning a gradual reopening of the economy. This is why under the MECQ, more businesses are allowed to operate partially, and these would include computer programming, advertising, repair shops, and rental and leasing services, among others.
Cherry, how are people reacting to this latest lockdown? Because we hear that there's some panic buying in the area.
Glenda, you have to consider that the President's announcement for a stricter lockdown was made past midnight last Monday. That's almost less than 24 hours before the effectivity date and time. So on Monday, hundreds went in malls, supermarkets, pharmacies, and other stores. They were lining up for hours in preparation for the stricter lockdown. The long queues at the stores are similar to what happened in March when there were rumors of a probable lockdown, and especially after the President announced that the country will be placed under an enhanced community quarantine. Back then, the Department of Trade and Industry issued an anti-hoarding and panic buying order, which was only lifted last June. Now, yesterday, there was panic buying again in the metro and people were hoarding goods. The people were also lining up in banks to get cash. Now, the government is appealing to the public to refrain from hoarding essential items. They are assuring the public that the food supply is sufficient and that the shops selling essential goods and banks will remain open. The Department of Trade and Industry has already said that it might implement another anti-hoarding and panic buying order where there will be a cap on the number of goods people can buy per item.
All right, thanks for that. Cherry Regalado speaking to us from Manila.